catching that move. I'm catching that move.
Hey, I got it on camera. So good. Ha-ho, ha-ho, off the kill we go. You know what the military doesn't have? These nuts. I love doing that every time I can.
I know.
Oh, cheerio! Yeah. Come on, class. Cowabunga! Cowabunga, bitch! Alright. Woo! Yeah, so I got one. Every hit reminds me I'm alive. Do it again! Cowabunga, baby! What's up? Yeah, this guy good. Push. Friendly? Gotcha. Alright, come on guys. Well, I tell you, give me some pound time. Yeah, yeah. What's up? What's up? Your head wants to get it too. Yeah, yeah. Let's get him. I was so confused. Hoorah! Yeah. Is there a way around? Alright, I'm ahead. Hey brother, how long you gonna keep that door closed? Alright, well I'm done for tonight, dude. It's been fun. It has. But I ain't digging this game. This is gonna drag out. It's supposed to be like 9 minutes. It's gonna drag out. I need to get my stuff together, get ready. It's gonna be a long trip back. Yeah, I'm done, man. Like, it's cool that if they're gonna keep the door open, but keeping it closed, what am I supposed to do? Keep getting shot in the face?
The footage you saw before was of the last game we played. It was something that people called Alamo. Two teams face off in a team deathmatch, while three others bunker down in what's called the bank. The idea is for the two teams to attack one another and attempt to, take the bank, while the bank defends against both forces. And on paper, it's sounding fun, but its implementation, not so much. But what you're seeing now is our walkthrough, which was about an hour since we arrived at the field. We enjoyed ourselves out there, and a lot of things we knew about indoor playing and things kind of went out the window because there were so many people. It's very fast paced, and as you can see from the footage, or if you've been to the field, there's like no real world application because there's like so many windows, so you have to be conscientious of every time you cut a corner, how many openings are going to be there and how many people are going to be there on the other side. So definitely like out of my element on some of that, but had a good time. A lot of guys did. The last game kind of left a sour touch, but that's for other reasons that were worked out afterwards, which I won't go into. Now as for the field and stuff, I think it's good. I think it's a good representation of what it is. Some of the videos pointed out a few things I thought were just distasteful, which is something I usually don't do. I usually don't inject myself into the videos or the editing process because I don't like to be there. I like to leave things to the viewer's imagination. And if there's any clarity that people need, that's what the comment section's for. But I try to keep it, respectable, I guess, because I don't know, airsoft can get a bit toxic sometimes. Speedsoft, one thing I know, or knew going into it, was that a lot of it's clickbait. Which is something our channel just doesn't do. It's something that we don't really care for on the team either. 500 BBs to this one guy, whatever. That kind of like gets you clicking on it. We don't really do that, and I know there's other channels that do that sort of thing. They intentionally act like they're, Xbox Facto admin, and well, this guy was cheating here and that guy was cheating there. I don't like to do that because mistakes can happen. And if you're that guy, you're just now being embarrassed in front of thousands of years potentially. So I don't do that. We used to use a few hit markers in earlier videos, and I stopped doing it for that reason. Just imagine being the guy on the other side, you know. So a few things about Speedsoft, though, is that I think you're only going to be successful, like you don't, like, you see people peeking all the time and stuff, and they'll reposition against a wall, or, you know, and how they place themselves in relation to that wall. It's all very good and stuff, and, you know, it's what you do in a lot of situations, but out there's so many people, things were so fast paced, and the way things were designed, it wasn't very practical. You kind of have to go out there, or any Speedsoft field, with the mindset of, hey, I'm going to get hit. I'm going to get hit a lot, you know, and it hurts. Wearing just a t-shirt, man. Oh boy. Yeah, the thing about Speedsoft, though, is that it's a lot of drama in it. But back to the point I was making is that what I liked about it is that if you have a good system, you know, you're under 350 on the FPS, you've got a decent RPS system, you got some kind of programmable trigger like a MOSFET, you know, like the Gate Aster, the Gate Titan, or what have you. So you have a really quick, responsive trigger with a good sensitivity to it. You're gonna have a lot of fun. But we were using rentals, and nothing wrong with that. Our guns were just too hot for it because we used to open field play, and with the rental guns, you couldn't really cycle the trigger that fast because the gear wouldn't turn. You know, internally, it just wouldn't cycle enough. So, you know, you kind of had to figure out the tempo for it. And by that time, you might get 3 shots out, and then you're going to get hit because they're hitting harder, they're hitting faster. Something else, too, is that you're at that disadvantage because you don't have a tracer unit, you don't have a flashlight. You know, you feel kind of scrubby. You know, it's kind of like starting all over in that sense. There was no full auto, but I think it was used in the last game, but I can't be certain. But that could, I mean, like, I don't know. The rules were changed mid-game. You know, we went from the force on force with the bank situation to suddenly the 2 teams merged together into one team to try and take over the bank, and that created some confusion there. And as you see, like, I realized, like, I'm not having fun, and I just walk away. A lot of guys did that. At the end of the day, it was like, we thought the zombie game would be the last one. We thought that would be like a 15-minute game, and it dragged out, you know. And my big issue with it, though, was that there was a door. You can see it. There's a small crack between it, and the muzzle sticking out, and you know very well that the person on the other end isn't exposing themselves. So how are you supposed to take that in that situation? And I realized that's exactly what it was, that it was impossible, and decided not to waste my time. It's kind of like, in a game like that, it's kind of like a private match on an online game where you and your buddies are having like a LAN party, whatever, and everyone's having fun, and then someone pulls out the console commands and starts beefing themselves up, flying around the map. You know, that's when the fun and the illusion kind of breaks, and you're just like, okay, I've got a long drive, it's time to get everything together and say farewells. Now, I mean, just speaking specifically about GSF, the owner was very good to us, like very, very nice to us. His staff was very good. We enjoyed them immensely. They were just, you couldn't ask for better people. There was an incident you see in the previous video of a real world situation, and it was one of our players, and he's photosensitive. We knew that going into it, right? And we told him, you know, stay back because there's going to be strobes and flashing and stuff like that, and that way maybe if you hang back you won't be exposed to it, you know, a lot. Well, there was at least one player who just did not care about anything. I mean, it was mentioned in the safety briefing, so everybody knew that it was the thing. And I don't believe that somebody should have to sit out a game because they have a pre-existing condition. Because to me, that's ableist, and I hate to go on that platform right now, but it really is. And he and I are both disability advocates, so you can see how that would be a big point of contention. However, when it caused him to have an accident where he fell after he was strobed at the very beginning of the game, or maybe before it even started, I don't know, because I was behind the enemy team because I was late coming in helping with someone with something. The admins were they handled that situation very well. What they decided to do, as far as I understand, is just ban flashlights for the rest of the night. So that was very mindful of them. Unfortunately, though, you can see that there's still players doing it. That's unfortunate, but in the airsoft community and just in general, you're going to have people who just don't care about the rules, and they're going to play however they want, and if they don't get caught, well, that's fine. So like I said, normally I don't like to point people out, but in a situation like that, it kind of calls for it, to expose people like that, because if it's happening more than once, it's not an accident, it's not a coincidence, it's intentional. But anyhow, our game at North 40 is probably going to be canceled this weekend due to the weather. It's going to be too cold, it's going to be wet, and so my brother-in-law, Shadow, who's in town right now, wants to get another game in. We enjoy GSF a lot, so it's only about an hour and a half from us. So we're thinking about going back out there this weekend on a Friday where it's not so crowded and, have a little bit more intimate relation with the players. Because there's so many people, you can't just go around shaking everybody's hand, But yeah, so this weekend, once again, we'll be showing up as Bodac. He hasn't been officially placed on the team yet, but it'll probably happen. But yeah, we'll try to be like we were last time, be respectful, play fair, play honest, have some integrity, because we're not just representing ourselves, we're representing our sponsors, and we want good relations with everybody, and we want to boost airsoft. That's our big thing, is that we really want to drive a support for it in the area. Use it as a recreational tool to keep people from doing things they shouldn't, especially young people. So it's very, very effective for that. And it's also been difficult with the pandemic to make airsoft available. But it is what it is. Hopefully this time when we go out, we can take some of the guns we have that are running under 350 with 20 grams and save us the hassle of using rental guns and give us a little bit more fair chance. I know when we first showed up, and in that first game, which is in the first video, you can see we're kind of like deer in headlights. We just didn't understand the layout. We didn't understand a lot of things. One thing that added to that confusion was that there was the respawn areas had multiple names. You had Alpha, which was like the red cone, which was also called something else. That was confusing, and it was like that for each one of the spawn areas, and there was at least 3 checkpoints like that. So that was confusing. There wasn't a lot of walking space, So sometimes you might get bumped into, you might do the bump, whatever the case is. But it created a lot of confusion. And with GoPros, especially on a head strap, you're going to get a lot of rocking and shaking and stuff like that. And we use them in cases, and sometimes the audio quality isn't going to be the best because of that, which has been addressed in the review videos of the cameras we use. One did not handle low light conditions very well. The other one did, but the other one also had a damn timestamp that keeps coming back, and the audio quality wasn't as good on it. So gonna be doing some technical things to correct those things if I can, and next time make the quality of the footage better. But I mean, like you don't see BBs zoom by our heads and stuff, and we're both small framed. But I'm 6'2", 155 pounds. That GoPro, the way it's positioned, is on top of my ball cap, so it's fairly high off my head, and it's not an in-game object. So if it gets hit, it's not a hit. Same with a weapon, it's just not a hit, or a ricochet. Some things you just don't count because that's just the way it's ran. But you're gonna see things like that. And one thing about me not injecting myself into the video is that I can't explain what people are saying. I don't know how people are going to infer what they're saying. If you see someone duck quickly, is that a flinch? What is that? But I'll leave it to the viewer's imagination. I prefer it that way. If they do want some clarity, that's what the comments are for. Nobody has a problem messaging back.